Hello and welcome to Penny for Your Thoughts. It is me, your host, Jiffy Pop, here with Big Old Bo today. We are here to talk about one thing and one thing only, major news in the Marvel Universe, as well as the Sony Universe, whatever that may be. Marvel has acquired the property for Spider-Man, or the Amazing Spider-Man. What does this mean for the Marvel Universe? What does this mean for our poor current actor who plays Spider-Man?
Losing Andrew Garfield was a loss. He was very entertaining.
Why did you like Andrew Garfield? What was it that drew you to him as opposed to, let's say, Tobey Maguire, who in my opinion is better?
He brought that humor, you know? I mean, it made me want to watch Spider-Man. He was happy, he was swinging around. I mean, you often bring up, go ahead, do your thing.
Well, I think he's a little bit too cool to be Spider-Man. I mean, that's the whole thing. He's a pretty boy. He's 6 feet tall. He's cruising around on his skateboard, flirting with all the girls, getting Emma Stone. I don't know. He's supposed to be a loser. He's supposed to be a science major.
No, but that's the thing. He's witty. Like, I mean, it makes me.
That's the thing. He's not supposed to be witty until he becomes Spider-Man. Thus, feeling empowered, he becomes witty. I mean, he's like defending small children from bullies and calling them Eugene and douchebag and whatever else he's saying, and he's not even Spider-Man yet.
Sony kind of addressed us in our memes as well, though. I mean, we're constantly idolizing Spider-Man and bringing these pictures, we're showing the cartoons, and I mean, they kind of brought that to life now. It was just very humorous to see. I love the direction they took. I enjoyed it. I'm going to miss him.
I'm not saying he's not good at it. After the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't know if I'm going to miss anything about that franchise. But Sony's right now, they're in talks. There's predictions. Well, Percy Jackson, #1 pick, followed by the Maze Runner. Both these kids, really young, never seen them in anything in my life. Saw 2 minutes of Percy Jackson, never saw the Maze Runner. Have you seen either of these?
No.
There you are. It was theorized that they would pick a bigger name actor, since that seems to be what Marvel's going for. I mean, you got Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, Samuel L. Jackson, all Robert Downey Jr., Edward Norton, now Mark Ruffalo, less known probably Mark Ruffalo, I suppose, but everyone, big actors. So it'd be interesting to see them go after a smaller actor. Another thing that'd be interesting is it still hasn't been confirmed. I mean, that's just everyone's assumption that they're going to use Peter Parker. I mean, why not use Miles Morales?
What's wrong with Peter Parker?
What's wrong with Miles Morales? It would make more sense to use Miles Morales because it's a new property. They don't have any of that baggage of Peter Parker confusing audiences who may not realize that it's an independent universe from Sony, similar to like multiverses in comics. Why not use a new Spider-Man character? And Miles Morales is actually part of the Avengers in the Marvel Universe, so why not use him? He seems to be a fan favorite among Marvel Comics.
You believe that?
Something I didn't think would happen when I first was introduced to the 8-year-old Black Spider-Man. But apparently, he is a fan favorite. His comics sell quite well.
I wasn't aware of that.
It's true.
See, personally, I'm a Peter Parker fan. Like, even with the new comic books and the fact that Peter Parker was gone, like, it hit you.
Well, I mean, Peter Parker is the if they.
I'm just saying, like, it's a fan favorite for me. Like, I just couldn't go the other route.
If the rumors are true, it's said that Spider-Man will make his debut within the Marvel Universe in Marvel Civil War. That would make sense to have Peter Parker, I guess, for that storyline, because I mean the unmasking.
That's a big thing.
But that's the thing. If he's debuting in that movie for the first time, it's not Tobey Maguire, it's not Andrew Garfield. Do you care that Spider-Man is there? Does he make that big of an impact? Are you that attached to him as a character? Like, do you care if his Aunt May gets shot because he unmasks himself and you just met Aunt May 20 minutes ago? It's kind of like the whole Uncle Ben origin again, but
you're absolutely right.
With a different parent.
Third reboot. That's the worst part. Like, I mean,
that's what I mean. It seems like it's almost hurting the brand to not carry over Andrew Garfield or even bring back Tobey Maguire.
Why not? I mean, I want to look back on something and say to myself, yeah, that movie was amazing. More so now, it's going to be continuously talking about comic book characters, which was the best. And I mean, one of my favorite is Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. But I mean, as soon as I bring that up or just say Spider-Man 2, we're thinking, oh, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Now we got whoever this new guy is who I haven't even seen in my life. Like, no, I want to be able to go back and say, like, remember Blade? Badass motherfucker, like.
Do you think they'll bother to have an origin story within the Marvel Universe movie that he debuts in, or do you think that they'll just jump right into it and assume the audience knows who Spider-Man is by now?
Please, assume. I know Uncle Ben's dead. He's gone. With great power comes great responsibilities. I get it. Let's just see Spider-Man now. Where's he at?
Where you at, dude? I suppose that's true. And another interesting thing that the article said within here was that the rights are also reversed in Sony's case, meaning that it allows Marvel's properties to appear in Sony Universe productions. What does that mean for the coming movies that Sony has planned for production, i.e. the Venom movie, Fantastic Four? Sinister Six is kind of up in the wind now, and nobody knows if that's going to exist or not. I assume it's going to be canceled. I mean, all the alluding to the Sinister Six was done from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which tanked. So I can't imagine that they want to base any sort of spin-off movie off that franchise. So I assume that's down the crapper. So what does that mean for the Fantastic Four? Does that mean that they'll be allowed to have crossovers within that? Obviously it's probably too late, that movie's in post-production. But for the Fantastic Four 2, could we see maybe Galactus? Since there's been no allusion to Galactus in any Marvel Cinematic Universe, they seem to be going the Thanos route with the Infinity Gauntlet as well. So it'd be interesting to see what can come the other way. I mean, everyone's so excited about Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe, but no one is excited about maybe all of the heroes coming over for Galactus.
As true as that is, are we going to have the same actors crossing over though?
I assume not, but I mean that just seems to be the way it goes though. It's this, I think, a good way to look to the future for actors in terms of superhero movies is think of it as artists in terms of comics. The character will look different all the time, but it's the same character, the same story, because comics are timeless. Comics have gone on for almost 100 years, certain superheroes and whatnot, so they have to change how the look of it is. And I think now we're going to be into that point. Like, I'm sure comic book movies are going to die down eventually, but I think we're at a point now where it's going to be timeless, a timeless genre. Like, it will continue to be here 50 years from now, and the actors are just going to have to change. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, with that said though,
I mean, certain people have favorite artists. You're going to have favorite renditions of certain heroes.
But what caused this big, huge craze, especially now that made comic book movies be trending? I mean, they're always killing at the box office.
Well, nerd culture in general has taken a huge
what
popularity.
really set it off, at least for me, in my opinion, was the Avengers. And that was because you finally had these characters all coming together.
I don't know about that. I think you're...
It felt like a defining moment.
I mean, I think
it finally happened.
The movie that really did it, I think, was probably Iron Man.
Which started
people loved Robert Downey Jr. There's also just influences everywhere. I mean, you got like the Big Bang Theory, for instance, a syndicated television show. It's fucking on like 8 channels 3 times a night. You know what I mean? Constantly. I think nerd culture is just something that's it's just trendy right now. It's gonna be rubbed in your face. That's what I'm saying. The comic book genre will die down eventually, but I still think that genre is gonna be timeless, as it already has been. I mean, Christopher Reeve was Superman 35 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's old. It's just right now. It's what's hot. It's what's hot on the street, so to speak. So that's our thoughts on Spider-Man coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let us know what you think. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And that is it for Penny for your blah.
Penny for your
penny for my speech as well. It seems to be worthless today. Take care.